Good morning everyone, welcome to Jandera. I'm Gerwin and I've got bees buzzing around my blueberries. Actually they're buzzing all over the place. It is lovely. Technically we are still in winter, but spring has sprung on Jandera. The garden is just blossoming. Well, some parts are a bit stressed by the extra heat. And these guys, which were in full shade a month ago, are now pretty much in full sun. So I'm going to have to move some of those at some point, but that's okay. But the exciting thing, some of the exciting things that are happening, not much happening with that mushroom compost experiment, but under that is some more mushroom compost. So I'll take this tarp off and show you what we've got. A friend of mine went out and picked up a whole heap of bags of mushroom compost, and we got 6 bags. So we've got mushrooms coming again. Yay! So this one was not this big last night when we picked them up, but he's up big in that one. But yeah, so lots of mushrooms starting to form, and you can see all the little tiny ones. I'm going to be inundated with mushrooms in the not too distant future. So this is called pinning. These were bags that were gotten from a commercial mushroom farm. They cycle them out once a week and sell the bags of compost, but they only let them do 3 flushes, I think. So there's at least one more good flush left in these bags of mushroom compost. So I am super excited to have mushrooms again. And I am still getting a few from the couple of little mushroom experiments I've got around the place. But as you can see, there's a heap of mushrooms already coming through and lots of little tiny ones pinning, getting ready to sprout. I got something like 7 kilos out of the last lot of 4 bags of mushroom compost. So yeah, and I've come up with lots of different things that I can do with mushrooms. So I'm really looking forward to having more fresh mushrooms again. So yes, very exciting. Now that I've got those covered up, I'm going to be watering those at least once a day. Ideally I should probably be doing it twice a day, but what can you do? Can't do everything. And it's been lovely listening to all the birds. The birds, they're just everywhere at the moment. Of course, it sounds like the neighbours have also got music playing at the moment. But yeah, down here where I planted the mango tree, I've got, oops, sorry, I'll try and get out of the sun. I've got a little candy lily coming up. So that's really good. It looks like everything here is doing quite well. So really pleased with that. I really should get some comfrey in this section, and I'm planning on extending that further all the way up there. And I'm going to be working the chickens on this paddock at the moment. That's my plan. So I've got my mobile coops. I'm planning on getting some more custom made for me to my specifications as to what I'm wanting, and so that I can use them easily. So yeah, really pleased with that. So let's go have a look at the other beds up here. So I've gotten these beds all mulched. I've put some coffee grounds around the blueberry. The coffee's not looking great, but I've never grown coffee before, so I'm not really sure what to do with that. It could just be a bit of shock from being transplanted, but it does look like it's got some new shoots on it, so hopefully I might even wash off the leaves. I don't know. I might just leave it and just let nature do its thing. That's a little pepino. See, I believe that's wild tobacco. Not that I have any use for tobacco, but goats really like eating it. I had this growing at Eagleby Road and they just gobbled it up. So at the moment I'm looking for every single bit of animal fodder I can at the moment. So everything I can grow, I'm going to try and grow as much of it as I can. Our water tanks are starting to get a little bit low on water, so I'm not sure how long I'm going to be able to maintain the watering of these guys. We'll have to get a tank set up with water from the dam so that I can water them. But yeah, anyway, my raspberries are doing well. I do think I've got another mushroom coming up there, but my mushroom experiment's not doing fantastically here, but that's not tragic. Everything else is doing well. The raspberries are all starting to shoot. The gotchacola's slow growing, but it's growing. I've never grown it before. I've got a lot of things in at the moment that I've never grown before, so this is really quite exciting. Another one of my mulberries has got lots of flowers, so I'm really super excited about that. Super excited. The blueberries are all flowering. Everything is just doing wonderfully. Well, not everything. I've got a few things that are looking a bit sad. That elderberry's doing really well. I had to chop back some of the comfrey because it wasn't getting enough sun. I've had a few challenges where the comfrey's taken over a bit, and nasturtiums, I've had to chop that back over there, gave it to the girls. I still haven't gotten these into the ground. I've just been so busy lately. I haven't had a chance to do anything. Oh, not busy. I've had a lot of appointments at the hospital with my eyes. So yes, no real progress, unfortunately. But they've given me some gel. My little pigeon pea is definitely coming up there, so that's very exciting. My daffodils have been creating some lovely colour, but they are starting to die off now. I should probably pick them, maybe encourage them to bloom again. I'm not sure. I haven't grown daffodils before either. So there's a lot of firsts going on in the garden at the moment and on the homestead. Self-heal is another one I'm quite excited about, although I have found it's part of the mint family. But it's not tragic if it takes over. It's incredibly good for you. I had to pick a rosella flower off here the other day to give this little plant a chance to actually put some roots down. So it's definitely a rosella. Everything else is doing well. The borage is just doing fantastically. I'm really pleased with the borage. The plantain's coming along nicely. My ice cream bean trees, not looking as happy as I'd like. But time will tell. We'll see how it goes. The yarrow, the white yarrow, is doing really well. It's doing a lot better than the red yarrow is over there, but I think it got stifled by the comfrey. So I'll show you what I've done over there in a minute. Got two sunflowers that are starting to die off, so I can probably pick the seeds soon and repropagate. I've got lots of bees, native and European bees around the garden, and the goats are on the fence at the moment because Gavin's moving the fence into a new section. He's gone around and picked all the fireweed out of that section and is setting them up in a new fenced area. That nasturtium's doing really well. The lemongrass does seem to have survived, so really pleased. The ashwaganda's doing well, pleased with that. No signs of life from the canna lily that I planted in there yet, but that's okay. Butternut pumpkin's not doing great, but we're still having quite cold nights. The girls are doing well. Definitely starting to develop bellies. So yes, Evie's enjoying sitting there in the shade. I think Gwen's finding it a little bit hot over there. I might move her soon so she's got some shade, because she really doesn't have a lot of shade. Actually, she's got no shade there, but she's only there until the fencing gets set up there. So, and she's right next to the water. But anyway, what I've done along here, yesterday I got in and put a heap of wood chips over there. I've planted a heap of bulbs along here, as well as Matthew's calendula. But so really quite excited about that. They're just like some daylilies, just to add some flower, some colour to the garden. See, one of them starting to come up. Most of them aren't doing much as yet in this section. I haven't quite finished mulching over there. But Matthew's calendula is doing pretty good. That one didn't quite do so well. I had a little black bucket over the top of it while I was putting the wood chips down, and I had it on there too long. I think it may have scorched it a little bit. But the other three are doing fantastically, and hopefully we've got calendula flowers all over the place soon. So really be excited about that. So these are the Lilium La Hybrid. pretty flowers. So yes, a lot of them are starting to shoot already, so the bulbs were already springing up. So I've got to get those finished mulching. The gladioli around my navel orange are doing well, and irises are coming up. The comfrey's coming through. I don't think the lemongrass has survived. I might need to get some more lemongrass at some point, but we'll see how they go. It's not a huge drama. That's the blueberry. It's doing well. That's a bit of the lemongrass. It really doesn't seem to have much life left in it, but comfrey's coming up there, which is great. The bulbs around Matthew's blood orange, I should say, are coming up. So the lovely bulbs starting to come up, and the comfrey's come through. The lemongrass there's not doing anything either. Blueberry's doing well. My pella's not doing much. You can see the top part of that stick has died, but the bottom part looks like it's still got some life, so there's still some hope there. I'm not given up on it yet. My nasturtium's not looking a bit sad, but it's not tragic. This is Jonathan's mandarin, and his little gladiolos are starting to come up as well, and his little pineapples coming too, and he's got his little calendula there. He's very excited about his pineapple. Blueberry with its strawberries. This one I specially planted for Cynthia from Cynthia's Craft and More, and she blessed us with a lovely gift in honour of her mum. So yes, still got to plant the banana tree, and I've got a heap more strawberries I need to plant out too. The spaghetti squash has got lots of female flowers on it, but I'm not sure if the female flowers have been coming out at the same time as the males. So I'm not sure if it's actually been fertilised. So I might, this is a male flower. I'm going to pick that off. Whoops. Didn't mean for it to go flying quite so much. I'll be back in a second. So that's the inside of the male flower. This is one of the female flowers. You can tell that because it's got the fruit bulb on there. And I'm going to just get some of that pollen from the male onto the female to make sure that that one's been fertilised. Looks like you might be able to see this one better. So you've got the female section of the flower in there. Oh, that's another male flower. So that's at least two of them, hopefully, that are fertilised. Looks like there's only 2 female flowers on today, and that's okay. But that's the spaghetti squash. Got some comfrey coming up here, and I had to rip out heaps of this nasturtium because it was just stopping the poor moringa from getting any sun. But yeah, anyway, I think we're just about ready to put the girls back over into the new paddock, and I need to have a look at their udders, so we may have babies sooner than I was thinking. So the strawberries in the pot's doing well. I did have a mushroom come up in here, so this is something I'm really excited about because it means the mycelium has travelled over into other sections of my garden, so hopefully it goes all the way along and travels throughout the garden and the paddock. I'll be really pleased with that. There's Miss Evie, come to investigate. So yeah, this is doing really well. I did plant a coriander in there. It doesn't seem to be doing very well, but I was a bit rough with it, and it was a bit young too. That red yarrow is not doing so well, and I think most of it is because it wasn't getting any sun because of the comfrey being so big. So I've ripped a heap of the comfrey out and used it as mulch around the place, and hopefully that helps that yarrow take off a bit more. And my mulberry here is starting to fruit and get its leaves back, so really pleased with that. Everything is just growing just beautifully, and the girls were definitely needing moving. Oh, and I've planted, I'm not sure if I showed you last time, but these little structures that I've got set up for the goats. I've got it set up so that I can grow trees in the corners. So the idea of this little structure is so that it acts as a goat house, but it also acts as water storage as well as tree place. So it's got 3 uses. So in here, I've got a little mango sapling, along with some comfrey and some pigeon pea. But that's about it for the update for today. I'm going to go help with moving these goats back into their pen and come back and show you them happy in their new paddock. Happy girls, happy girls. They had a few chomps on a few lovely weeds on their way through, which aren't really weeds. Now her udders are, so that's Evie. Her udders are definitely, they're looking like they're thinking about, she's pregnant. I'm definitely convinced that she's pregnant. Gwen is most definitely pregnant, and the size of those udders has me a little bit concerned, because I was not expecting her to actually deliver, hopefully, until October. And even that was a bit earlier than I would like, because she's only just 12 months old now. And the previous owner had her running with the buck. And personally, I think that is way too young. But not a lot that I can do other than just wait and see and pray and hope that she goes well. So those udders, she comes from a very good milking line. So with this being her first kidding, her mammary glands are still developing. So I'm not sure what signs to look for that she's about to kid. I'm really not. Because first kidding time, they'll start, their udders will start to, the mammary glands and the udders start to develop at about 6 weeks. And I took note of when I first noticed her udders starting to fill up, and worked out that she should be due mid-October, which is still a few more months away. And the size of those udders, if Evie's udders had done that, I would be expecting her to kid in the next 24 to 48 hours. Evie's udders aren't. She's not bagging up. Not at all. I'm not sure when she kidded last. I could check on that. But there's nothing I can do either way. So just have to wait and see how we go. But the girls are really enjoying being on fresh grass and on the fresh paddock, and it's just really, really good for them. Strangely, the first thing they went for was the one little fireweed. There are actually 2 fireweeds in there that we missed. But they're having fun picking through and just finding all the random weeds, which is fantastic for them. They're very happy goats. Ideally, I would be liking to move them a lot more regularly, but it's just not working at the moment. Time is just really a massively big limiting factor. Especially when I have to have 2 days out at the hospital in a week, and then another day out having bone density scans. I still haven't gotten to the doctor to get the results from that yet. But the girls are happy, and it's always great to see the girls happy on fresh grass. It's good for your mental health. And these girls are really good. A lot of goats are really difficult with fencing, but these girls are fantastic. Their previous owner actually only had them so that they kept in on a single strand of tape. So, but we have a habit of doing 4 strands just because that's what we do. And it's going to help keep dogs out, I hope. I hope. But yeah, they're very happy girls. I'm just standing here while I fill up their water container. It's nearly done. And their electric fence is on. So I need to clean off that solar panel. But yeah, lots of cobbler's pegs in here, and goats really like cobbler's pegs. Apparently it's really high in B vitamins for them, so it's really good for them. But the girls are just really enjoying that. They had eaten that last paddock right down, which is not good for them at all. It increases their risk of getting worms. But yes, very, very pleased. I don't know if you can see the belly on Evie over there. She's definitely got a belly full. Happy goats, happy goats. But I better go get something else done. Always got lots to do. Lots of fireweed that needs to be picked. But got to be strict on time and making sure we don't constantly be working, and make sure we actually do sit and enjoy being in this beautiful place. Happy goats. Happy, happy goats. So we've got a plan for the next 4 lots of fencing so that it's circulating that set of IBCs. That is the plan anyway. And so we've got, so next time we'll probably put them down there, then the next time over there, and then the next time over there. And we'll have to come through here with the ride on and swat down those tufts of grass that they didn't eat. But yes, have a great day. Thanks for watching. Bless you. Those diehards that are still watching, I thought I'd check up on the mushrooms over here. Doesn't look like a huge amount happening. Oh, maybe a few pinging over there. Maybe. And I got one mushroom there. It's all covered in coffee grounds. I'll have to wash that little one. There might be another one next to it. So it looks like this might be doing something. I thought I'd check on these ones as well. I need to water them anyway. Well, that lid wasn't on properly. So no signs of much happening as yet. Maybe a few mycelium forming, I'm not sure. I haven't done this before, so it's an interesting experiment. No, I don't think that might have been a seed of some sort. So nothing apparently happening yet, but it's still nice and moist, so I won't worry about adding any extra water into there today. But I will water that one. So yes, that's the mushroom update. Have a great one. Bless you.